last step of our connection process would be the generation of its drawing. So the last step in CYPE Connect is actually the Sheets tab. So we've has first modeled the connection, designed it, analyzed it, and here we're going to create its drawing. So just know that this window that you're looking at, the Sheets tab, is actually a OpenBeam layout inserted into StuBeam, CYPE Connect and StuBeam Still. What do I mean by that? If you come to CYPE's website and you click on Solution for Professionals, and click on Architecture, you will find this software OpenBeam Layout. This software is integrated into CYPE Connect and StuBeam Still, and is the one that allows us to generate the drawings. So we really recommend, although we're going to create the some drawings in this training, we really recommend checking out the learning resources for OpenBeam Layout, specifically the Quick Start guides, which are 5 to 6 minute long videos in which they will explain further with more information the different options. So coming back to CYPE Connect, the first thing would be, how was this first sheet created? So the software generated automatically because we have a connection created. CYPE Connect created it automatically. But if we wanted more number of drawings, we could create it right here, clicking on New Drawing. Right here, with a reference, selecting the format of the drawing and selecting a template, which we're going to comment right now. So by default, you will probably won't have any templates on your library of templates. You can always open CYPE Connect and StuBeam example jobs. So if you come to the CYPE Connect interface, you will find here examples. And if I click, for example, in the number 1 and come to the first connection that comes with that example project and move to this last tab, I will find an example of a drawing generated, and I will also be able to access their templates. Okay, so something like this would be the template that we want for all of our drawings. Then we will have to create it or take it from here. So to export to your library the possible templates that already come with example jobs, you just have to click here on library and export here, export to the file. So this third option, that will be when you click here, you will have them available for that same for only this project. But if you come to this last option, file selection with initial values for the generation of a new job, this one, and you export them from here, then you will have them available for all of your projects, including the one that we're doing. So if I now come to our project and come to this library and click here on these import elements saved, I will be able to access all of those drawings. But anyway, let's say we're not interested in the ones that come with the example job. So how do we create them? Well, that will be done using a combination of these drawing elements. So for example, let's comment a little bit what we're looking at on the screen. In the work area, we find our format of drawing, and we find that it has a light grid line That can be activated or deactivated by clicking here in grid lines, and by clicking here on draw or not, we will be accessing that grid. I really want the grid, and I want to clarify that you can snap the grid using the control key. So if it is visible, and we're trying to insert, for example, this line element, if you press the control key, you will be snapping the grid, which is very, very helpful. So if I come here, for example, and of course another helpful tool for the template would be activating or deactivating the orthogonality. So remember the control key to snap the grid, and just like that, I have created a single frame around the entire drawing. Now we could insert some more lines, for example, snapping this one, and here again, and here. Here I've made a mistake, I snap it, and I come here. So this is very personal, whichever template that you want to design. Just know that you have some drawing elements here. You could insert texts, you could insert your logo of your company maybe by clicking here on insert files and coming here to the library. We could explore the our files, and maybe, for example, I see CYPE's logo right here, and to insert it, I would just come to insert, click here, select the file, and then I could change between CYPE Connect or CYPE's logo. I could change the scale factor. I could have this by maybe 5 times. Let's see if it's too big or not, sort of. So just like that, insert it. And text, same thing. I come to whichever part and just I can add any comments or any text. Not just text, but if let's say, for example, we were creating the drawings for an entire structure, which we're going to do for this 2-beam steel case, I will be needing, for example, some variables. So here where it says replace text, we can create our user values, for example, the name of the project, let's call it project, and we're going to call it the value is going to be training, or training. So if I use these percentage project percentage, then I will be able to replace the text. So let me demonstrate that. If I create here and I add these 2 points and add variables and I access this, I will have this one project called, it's going to be whenever I insert that, whatever I call the training, the project, that's what it will be on the tag. Let me demonstrate. So right now I didn't write training on the text. What I did was use a variable that I created that was named project, and if I change it, for example, to pergola, that would be changed in all the drawings that I generate with that variable. I think that is mostly it for the template. Just know that you can save it for other times by clicking here on create. You could name this template for training, or and the original layer would be layer 0. And next time you come to the library, you will have that template available. So remember, if you wanted to save it for other times, you have to export it to the templates library. Okay, next thing that it's very important for the generation of the drawings is that this software, what it does is accesses the BIM model. So if you click here on 3D scene and click here on the library, you will be able to take a look at the 3D and the BIM model of the connection that you are trying to generate the drawing for. So this comes by default with a 3D view with a front elevation, a plane elevation, and a side elevation. And we can choose, that is for the whole connection, and we also have a scene created for the front plate. But let's say you want some special drawing in which maybe P1 is not there. So we're going to create a new scene right here. We're going to classify it as the entire connection, and here is where you could select what is going to be visible or not. So maybe if I want to hide this because it's not interested, or maybe even the wells, if I just want that view, then I will be using all of these tools to create a scene that accesses only that information. Please check the learning resources for OpenBeam layout to know how to operate that better. And one quick way to insert on the views that the software generates automatically would be here in 3D Scene and clicking on Insert Predefined Views. So here it's going to create one for the ones that the scenes that it created automatically is going to try to insert them in our drawing. So we're going to let them and see what happens. And for now, we have seen that it has inserted the 3D view, that front elevation, the side elevation, and the plan and the plate. But let's say I am not happy with what it created. Then we have these editing tools in which I can very much delete what it has created, or I could have moved, copied, or edited, and we're going to do it in a minute when I'm let's insert them again. And instead of the scale divider by 10, I'm going to use scale divider 5. So they're a little bit bigger and I can work with them a little bit more. Okay, let's see that I'm happy with what I'm looking at right now. Then I could start editing some. And by that I mean if you click on the edit tool and click on any of these predefined views that the software has created, it is not yet CAD. It's accessing the BIM model, that window that we saw earlier of the scenes. So this can very much be changed to, say, normal colors. We could change the scale. We could actually rotate the view because it's not yet printed. It's not CAD until we print it. So we could very much change the view, and whenever we are happy, we just have to click outside the image part, and that would be inserted like that. And the last tool I want to comment, and this is very briefly what the software can do, but it's important. We can tag the elements, so it's accessing the BIM model. And when I use this tag menu, we can see, let me close it so I can reopen it again. When I use this tag operation, what I'm doing is accessing the BIM model. So for example, it's going to tag everything it knows about that bar. If I edit this tag, it and access the variables, it contains the its thickness, the thickness of the it knows which material it is. It knows to what node it is referred to. It knows what kind of section we use for this bar. So you can make your drawings with that information. And of course, if I try to let's unselect the orthogonality now because it's bothering me. And you have to, we can tag the welds, we can tag the bolts. And if we're not happy with maybe the position of them, we could very much move here, select whichever objects and move them around. So that is a very, very quick look at how to create a drawing of a connection.